Let's talk about the 3 things you absolutely need to get started in freelance copywriting. The first thing is that you obviously need a portfolio, but not just any portfolio. Here's the thing that 99% of freelancers don't know and they don't do. Your portfolio should have your USP written all over it. Do you know what that means? If you figure out your USP and you figure out a way to talk about it in your portfolio, on your social media, in your cold emails, and all over everything, you will easily win clients. If you don't know your USP, then you're just another freelancer in the sea of boring freelancers. So I want to explain it to you this way. Imagine you go into a store shopping for honey. You get to the honey section and there are like 100 different honeys. They're pretty much the same price, apart from a few crazy manuka bougie honeys, but you're not feeling bougie, you just want honey for your tea. They all look the same, they cost the same, and they're all the same size. So how do you pick one? Now imagine that you spot 2 honeys that are kind of different. Let's say that one has a red label and one has a neon pink label. They get your attention immediately. You pick them up and you start reading the labels. The red label has a picture of a father and a son and a short, sweet story that explains how they run the honeybee business together. The honey with the bright neon label says that it's a business run by 2 young female entrepreneurs from the poorest part of Romania. 2 different stories. Now you will pick the one that touches you more. That's just how it goes. Now swap the honeys for freelance copywriters, and it's not you picking but a business owner who's picking between 2 different freelancers. If you don't have a USP, then you're just one of the other honeys. You're just disappearing in the crowd. So your portfolio and all your presence should scream your USP, because that means that when the business owner is looking and comparing you to other freelancers who also have their USP, they're going to pick you if they align with you more. And the first day of my copywriting challenge focuses on digging up your USP. I even show you my example and give you access to a group where you can post your USP and have it reviewed by me or the other members. Like, the link is in the bio if you want to join the challenge. But anyway, stay for the rest of the video because it gets better, as always. The second thing you cannot start without, and trust me, I made this mistake, you cannot start without a strategy. I said this in a previous lesson and I'm saying it again. If you're failing to plan, then you're planning to fail. So most freelancers just listen to a piece of advice from a YouTuber like me or whatever, and they follow it, kind of. Then they see something else, and they do a bit of everything, but they get nowhere in the end. So listen to me, every single business has a business plan. The moment you start freelancing, you're running a business. And people who run real businesses, they laugh at me and say, you're not running a business, you're just freelancing. But as far as I'm concerned, if you have to market yourself, if you have to find clients, if you have to deal with all the aspects of freelancing, then you're running a business. You're just not employing anybody. So you need a plan. You need to know where your clients will come from, how you will execute the plan, and you need to have clear targets and realistic expectations. Otherwise, of course, it's not going to work. Like, name me one business that just started randomly and without any plan or purpose and succeeded. It doesn't exist. I will teach you how to create a fantastic strategy that's tailored to you in the following lessons, so make sure you're subscribed, and since you're here, like this video so that the internet gods know that my content is fire and good. Thank you. Now, the third and obviously not obvious thing is that you need knowledge. Knowledge is power, they say, and I agree. You cannot expect to become an expert and get paid for doing something that you don't know how to do. I feel like I shouldn't have to be explaining this, but here we are. It's good that you're here learning with me on YouTube and probably with other people too. You might have taken some courses and read some books, maybe you're listening to podcasts, and that's great, it's necessary. And the thing is that it never ends. Like, never will there be a moment where you can say, I know everything that there is to know about copywriting now. Like, this doesn't happen for anybody in any profession. Doctors need to read the latest research and attend training and development seminars. Athletes train every single day, even if they only run like one race a year. Singers practice singing every day. They work with vocal coaches, therapists. They explore their vocal ranges and try to push themselves. Like, nobody ever stops learning. And if you feel resistant to learning or you're not taking your learning seriously, then you need to listen up. I understand that a large part of this is coming from the fact that there's this crazy environment online where there are lots of scammers that have no idea what they're talking about, and they're charging huge amounts of money for the courses and coaching. And I get it, because I bought a few questionable courses in my life. But normally when you're training for a job, you go in on your first day and somebody will show you how to do everything. You basically follow them for a month, and then you know the basics, and you have someone there anyway to help you out if you need it. But if you're going into freelancing, doing something that you've never done before, like copywriting, not only you have no idea what you're doing, but you don't have anybody to ask. And that's difficult. I know, because I did this in 2019, which is only 4 years ago, not a long time at all. So it's necessary, if you really want to succeed, that you have someone that will show you how to do it and be there if you have questions. And the only way to pick the right person to learn from is kind of like with the honey example I gave you before. Go with someone you like and trust. Go with someone who has done what you want to do and not too long ago. Because here there are issues I personally find with some course providers. Number one is that their situation is so different to mine. Like, I started from zero, no marketing background, no network, no money to invest. So when I joined courses from people that had years of experience in marketing or had help from their network, I found it to be really unrelatable at certain points. Like, their advice just didn't apply to my situation. And it's like they couldn't see it. Probably because I was not the target audience in the first place, so they were not meant to be talking to me anyway. The second issue is that sometimes they're so far ahead of me that taking their courses feels like there's a big chunk of the journey missing. And this is natural. For example, if someone is making $1 million per year for the last 10 years, they don't remember what it feels like to worry about their bills. So they won't be relatable to you. That's why people should focus on coaching people that are right behind them, not light years behind them. And that's why you should learn from people that are just ahead of you, because they will have the biggest impact on you and won't lose you along the way. These are the 3 things that you need to start a freelancing career, basically. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I have a bunch of learning resources linked in the description below. Some are paid, some are free, but all are great, that's for sure. So check them out and stay in touch with me. Don't forget to subscribe for the next lesson, which is going to come out next week. And press the bell icon if you want to be notified when I release videos. It's really handy. And yeah, that's everything. I'll see you in the next one.